Platformers are one of the most popular genres of games. I don't care who you are, you've heard of a platformer before. Mario alone is one of the highest grossing media franchises in the world. So, because of this, many other platformers follow that same type of simple platforming with a different mechanic every so often. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there is a subcategory of these platformers which I think are way more interesting and fun, which I would call speed games. Speed games are platformers, or I guess any other type of game, that have built-in mechanics that gives you the opportunity to go as fast as humanly possible. Usually they have some type of ranking system to go along with it to encourage you to go fast. Some recent examples I can think of are stuff like Neon White, Pizza Tower, Celeste, and recently I feel like we've gotten a new contender in this subgenre that I believe is criminally underrated for how good it is. The game I'm talking about is Astropods Starside Glaze. Astropods Starside Glaze was made by the indie developer Cheesy Moon and was released in early access 5 days ago at the time of recording this. The game had an early demo that I was able to find that was super basic. It had some slight differences to the main version, but really there wasn't nothing of note. Honestly, I really do like going back to these types of demos because it really reminds me of stuff like the Pizza Tower Sage demo. I think it's because these types of demos feel more personal. They don't really feel like a game, they feel more like a school project, if that makes sense. It also had a second demo during the Steam Next Fest, which is where I ended up finding it because it was like the 5th game that it showed to me. But despite everything about the game I was able to find and all the promotion that I was getting for it, it seemed like most people just either didn't see it or didn't care, which unfortunately means that this game is very, very underrated. So enough talking, let's get into the game. Okay, so starting off, the story of this game is pretty simple. One day, these two friends, Hemi and Akra, were just chilling, and then their waterfall of dreams was just stolen out of nowhere. How the heck did someone manage to steal a waterfall? I don't know, ask them. After this, the two have to try to figure out where in the world it ended up going. They also find this character named Zuko, which I don't really know what she is in the story, but I assume she's like a villain of some sort. I have no clue. When we get into the actual game, you're able to switch between each of the characters, and they each have their own physics and attacks. Hemi is a little guy with a big hammer. She runs fast and jumps higher, but her aerial movement is much worse, and while her attacks are more powerful, they're much slower. Akra, on the other hand, is fast in the air, less affected by gravity, able to stick to walls, and attacks faster, but he is weaker than Hemi and is much more frail. Both these characters are actually designed really well, both visually and gameplay-wise, because their designs and gameplay showcase the two main aspects of this game. When it comes to combat, each character has multiple grounded attacks and aerial attacks, 2 variations of their special attacks, and a unique throw. Those last 2 work directly into the next mechanic, the aura meter. Not that type of aura! Anyways, this thing is basically a mana bar of sorts, and it gets drained every time you use a special attack or press the grab button. You gain aura anytime you hit an enemy, and this is called aura vamp. Your special attacks can also help you move around the level, so you have to really think about when's the right time to use your special attacks, and when's the next time you'll be able to get more aura to use them again. Now, you may have noticed so far that I've been talking a lot about combat so far instead of the speed parts, and that's because this game is actually a platform fighter and a movement game. And honestly, genuinely, I think that's really cool. Mainly because it's really unique to focus more on combat in these types of games, because usually combat looks like this. And also because usually we don't have single-player platform fighters, so people who like the mechanics of platform fighters, like moi, but get really upset at playing multiplayer games, like moi, can actually enjoy the gameplay of it for once. But I've been talking too much about combat. Let's talk about the speed of this speed game. Your main source of speed is the dash. There's also sprinting that activates after a short bit, but dashing is the main thing I'm talking about. If you know the dash from Celeste, it's kinda like that, except it's much floatier. The dash boosts you in whichever direction you aim it in. There's a few different techniques that you can end up doing with this. For example, if you jump shortly after doing a dash, then you could do some type of wave dash maneuver. And that's not all, you also have star moves, which get activated whenever you fast fall onto the ground. You'll know that you'll have a star move that you can use whenever this little star appears underneath your character. There's two different things you can do. You can do a star jump, which just increases your jump height, and the other thing you can do is the star dash, which just makes you go way faster and way further with the star dash. And if you combine this with a jump, you end up going way further. Now you're probably thinking, okay, dang, this game goes pretty fast. Well, you see, you have not even seen the true potential of this game's speed. If you want to unlock that, then you need to use badges. Badges turn you from an Olympic sprinter to a damn race car. There are two different types of badges. Normal badges, which kinda act like the charm system in Hollow Knight. You earn badge points by beating the challenge levels that let you equip badges based on the cost. Along with this, there's also star badges, which you can only equip one of these, but generally it gives you a more impactful change in gameplay than a normal badge. My personal loadout is this right here. Basically, what it does is it cuts my gravity in half, increases my speed by 80%, and it makes it to where I can jump at the cost of aura while making aura cost less, and regenerating it at the same time. And while I've been editing this video, I've actually tried out a bunch of other badge combinations. There's a lot of variety in this system. Genuinely, if you don't play this game for any other reason, please play it to check out this badge system. It's actually really well made. You unlock these different badges by finding them hidden in the levels. Wait, actually, that reminds me, I should probably talk about that. The levels. There are currently two types of levels in this game. The challenge levels, which I mentioned earlier, are short levels which teach you about how certain mechanics work and testing your skills with them. They unlock more badge points for you, and there are currently 5 challenge levels in the game. The main type of level, however, has you platforming around enemies and obstacles to fight a boss at the end of the level. Like many speed games before, this game also has a ranking system. And if you get gold medals on the levels by beating them on the recommended time, then you're able to unlock different color mochi, which change the way your character looks. I think the color options are honestly pretty good, at least from the ones I've seen, because I haven't been able to find them all because I'm missing 3. If anyone watching this knows how to get these 3 colors, please tell me. I've tried basically everything. Now, before we get on to the rest of the gameplay, I want to quickly talk about the audio and the visuals. I'm a sucker for good pixel art, and this game is just full of it. If I had to mention one part, I'll mention these goofy little kiwi birds, despite them being kind of annoying to get past. I also really like the soundtrack. In fact, I've used a few of the songs in this video so far. Alright, anyways, moving back to the gameplay, the last part I want to go over is the Dream Remixer. The Dream Remixer is the game's randomizer. You go into this door, and it restarts the story, but with the charms and other notable items randomized, which is honestly really nice to have because it gives the game some genuine replayability for challenges. Along with that, it also incentivizes you to kill enemies because you can get these things called stat chunks from them, which gives a slight stat boost to a specific stat whenever you get it. I'm not 100% sure how the mechanic chooses to give you stats. It might be based on the combo you have, but don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure, though, that it's just random chance. It's not perfect. I kind of wish there was a way to randomize the badge cost, so that way it would be better for certain types of challenge runs. But it's still in early access, so anything could happen. Since I've started on a bit of a negative train, I guess it's time that we talk about the negatives of this game. The game's pretty short. I beat most of the game currently in about 2 hours, and that's with getting every single gold medal and almost every color. Along with that, I also kind of think the combo meter seems like an afterthought. I really don't understand the meaning behind it apart from big number go higher. So if it doesn't have a current use, then I'd suggest making it to where you can get better aura vamp the higher your combo. So maybe there's an incentive to get a crazy combo to be able to kill the boss faster with more aura attacks. Oh, and another thing, if you could add like a feature to where you can unequip all your badges real fast, that'd be real nice, because it was really annoying to have to do that a bunch while editing. And that's about it. Yeah, there really aren't many negatives in this game, it's more gripes than anything. I really hope this video influences you to actually check out the game. It's in early access right now, so a bunch of different changes are going to be added in the current months. In fact, while I was recording this video, a patch just came out that fixed some bugs and stuff, and confirmed that the stat chunk system is entirely luck-based, from what I can tell. The game's only $7 right now, and if this video gets out on time, which judging by how it's gone so far, I don't think it will, the game should be 20% off, but even if it's not, it's only $7. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna go and skedaddle. Bye!